Welcome to Wollongong Wind Stadium, to be more precise, the home of twice NSL champions, the Wollongong Wolves, who now play South Wales Premier League. They've made it for the first time in the club's history through to the last 16 of the FFA Cup, and standing in their way of progressing to the quarterfinals are the A-League men's outfit, led out by Bozanic, the Central Coast Mariners. We're in the Wolf Den. You can hear the port call to rev up the home side and their supporters, dreaming themselves of A-League football, as we see the starting lineup, coached by Network 10 and Paramount's very own Luke Wiltshire, former Socceroo and coach down here, local Wollongong. This side that marched into the round of 16, they qualified as champions of the MPL in 2019, and they defeated Mount Druitt 3-0 in the round of 32, courtesy of goals from Simonovsky, Belcaddy and Lockie Scott. And there are the Mariners. As you can see, 5 changes from the side that lost in this very stadium just 4 days ago against the Wellington Phoenix. Coming into the side, plenty of youngsters making their first ever starts. Mateus Moraes, the Brazilian number 10, he makes his first start. Matthew Hatch, who did score once off the bench last season, makes his first start as well. Harrison Steele is there, Daniel Hall, Jacob Farrell, who scored that fantastic winning goal against the Jets on round 1, and Lewis Miller also coming into the side. No place for Rue Tonic, they're both rested. Sai Goddard, Marcus Urenia and Maximilian Ballard are all on the bench for the Mariners this evening. Well, this Wollongong side, they finished 7th in the 2020-21 New South Wales Premier League season that was brought to a close after 17 matches. 22 points, well down on the leaders, Blacktown City, with Sydney United in second place. Tim Danaskos is our referee this evening. He's being assisted by Lance Greenshields and Hugh Fenton White. Sam Kelly is the 4th official. Hayden Durose is a big strong lad in between the posts for Wollongong. As we see the Mariners, this young side, and so many young players being given their chance by Nick Montgomery, who of course for the past 2 seasons was the Youth Academy coach at the Central Coast Mariners, so he knows this side very well, knows these young players, and is not afraid to give them their opportunity with a place in the quarterfinals of the FFA Cup at stake. And as the home side, the Wollongong Wolves, that get us underway here in Wind Stadium in the Wolf Den. And I'm being joined by Daniel Georgievski. Daniel, for this one, obviously, after just 5 weeks of pre-season, Wollongong start as the underdogs, but everything to play for against what is a very young Central Coast Mariners side.
That's exactly right, Robbie. It's an interesting game for Wollongong fans. You know, they haven't had a game here in quite a long time, so it'll be quite interesting to see how Wollongong do start this match.
Well, they have to be careful because it's the Mariners straight onto the front foot with Nisbet. Checking back inside with Lewis Miller. Nisbet a little dink inside to Moraes. And the Wolves managed to get it clear. Immediately one for Lockie Scott to chase. He's run it down well. We were speaking to Luke Wiltshire just before kickoff, Daniel, and he said that they're going to try and be aggressive, the home side. Playing 4 at the back with one defensive midfielder, a 4-1-4-1 formation if you like, but maybe looking to push two up front as often as possible.
Yeah, definitely. The first last game Central Coast played against Blacktown City, and they pretty much parked the bus and actually did a pretty good job up until the 75th minute. But it'll be interesting to see how much football the past year, which is due to COVID, due to a lot of things. But it'll be quite interesting to see how they give it a go, and they've got nothing to lose. They've got everything to gain. So, and being the underdogs, it'll be quite interesting to see how this game plays out.
Well, we saw it a week ago when the two of us were at Belmore for Sydney Olympic versus Sydney FC, and we saw a Sydney Olympic side, a New South Wales Premier League side, really throw everything at the A-League men outfit, at least in that opening stanza. The question is, can you keep going for the full 90 minutes at this intensity against an A-League side that is already, in this case the Mariners, playing their fourth competitive match of the season. The Mariners did it tough in their round of 32 clash, a 1-0 victory over Blacktown City, which is no easy contest either, as Lockie Scott gets the ball back to Griffin. The Mariners break again. It was Benny Nkolulu, the young Frenchman. Was Griffin going sliding in, and the referee might like to have a word. It's a yellow card for Griffin. A little bit of over-exuberance inside the opening 3 minutes, and an early card as well.
Yeah, he's going to have to watch out, having a yellow card from the second minute. Obviously, they're quite excited to play. They're quite ambitious. They're not here to be rolled over. They're a side that, like Wilkshire, played in his footballing career. He's been here for 3 years now, and he's definitely taught the boys a thing or two of going hard at the start. Don't be scared of your opponents, and tonight will be a perfect example of how Luke's coaching style has been implemented into this team.
Well, they've had a good couple of seasons, of course, winning the Australian NPL Championship in 2019 when they defeated the Queensland Lions FC. It qualified them for the first time ever straight away for the round of 32. They didn't have to go through the NPL qualifying system. That yellow card, by the way, was for a nasty foul by Griffin on Damien Tsakenis, who's starting his second match of the season. He started up front against the Phoenix. It's one over the top for Moraes, and the ball's going to hold up. It's a beautifully timed arcing run. Can he find a teammate in the middle? It's very well defended by Nikola Djordjevic. There's Josh Nisbet to take. Goes back post. They're queuing up the header, and it's a good stop. I think it was Tsakenis who had the opportunity at the back post. It was a tight angle, and it was a good save from Hayden DeRose.
Big chances, Robbie. It's very entertaining. You can see that Central Coast are playing at a high tempo, and they're showing them why they're professional.
Taken short, in it comes again. In the air swing by Tsakenis. That time he had a good sighting at it. Now Belkadi, who draws the foul, and it was, in fact, it's Banri Kanaizumi who drew the foul there.
Well, like I said, Robbie, it's two big chances. I think the number 10, Matej Moraes, he was probably his first touch wasn't the best, and there was a 1-1 with goalkeeper, to be honest. But yeah, he'd had a bad touch, and obviously they got a corner from it. But from that corner, great save by the goalkeeper, because it could have been 1-0 early up for the Central Coast Mariners.
That would be the worst case scenario for the Wollongong Wolves, to concede early. Here's Nisbet again, breaking free down that right-hand side. He's been lively. Little return ball, it might yet fall. Moraes was in there as well. The number 34 in the middle of the park is Harrison Steele. He's come off the bench in both games of the A-League men so far this season. An opening day victory over the Jets, followed by a loss by the same scoreline, 2-1 to Wellington Phoenix. And Daniel, we're in a very picturesque stadium, in a very picturesque part of the world here at Wollongong. You can't see it, but over behind us, the ocean is only about 50 metres away. Nick Montgomery was telling us before, as this corner is whipped in, and it's well done again by DeRose, who got a good punch on it. Nick Montgomery was saying, we were here and it was so windy at the weekend against Phoenix, and this is the first game we've played this year where there's no wind. As soon as he said that, up came the wind, and it's going to be a windy one as well here, I think, this evening.
Yeah, I think he jinxed himself right there, but you know, with that wind playing a big part, obviously, in corners, you can see the goalkeeper from, well, the last two corners, it's like he knows where the wind's going to go, and he knows the pitch quite well, and you can see he knows the flight, where that ball's going to go. So I think Nick might have wanted to bite his tongue when he told us that earlier before the game started. But look, it's a beautiful, it's a picturesque stadium. The field looks like it's held up quite well from the game over the weekend, and the players really have no excuse.
And here's Tsakenis again, driving into the area. Nisbet, he's got Bozanic alongside him. Here's Farrell. Across, it's a good ball, just over hit to the back post, and it will run away and behind. So many fantastic young players coming through the ranks of the Mariners. We know that they're a side that give youth a chance, for whatever reason that is, but they're relying on youth, and Nick Montgomery, after 2 years with the academy, knows these kids better than anyone else, and we've already seen this season, Farrell scoring the winner against the Jets, that they can do the job.
No, that's exactly it, and like you said, he was 2 years at the Mariners, so he knows these boys more than anybody else, and he's not just giving them a chance, he believes that is the future for Central Coast Mariners, which is great to see a club of Central Coast giving these young kids a chance, and they're actually performing quite well. And we see they've sold Stensons last year, so they're trying to find with Steele in there, giving him a chance, and Bollard to see whether they can fill in that gap. And it's really good to see that the coaches in the A-League that are giving these kids a chance.
Bozanic looks long and early towards Moresh. Djordjevic under pressure. He does well, the big central defender, at the first, second and third time of asking. Big up and under. Who wants to try and control it in the middle of the park? Nisbet. That's well played. Space on this left-hand side for Farrell. Hatch outside him. Bozanic. With Hatch again, trying to turn and accelerate. It's well defended again. Marcus Beattie doing the defending. Josh McDonald on this right-hand side, the number 11 for the Wollongong Wolves. A former Mariner himself as well. Got the drummer, has arrived on that far side in the Wolf Den, the active support of the Wollongong Wolves. And they've won back possession here, importantly. Scott with McDonald, but it's asking too much. Matthew Hatch, like many of these local Wollongong players or Wollongong boys, including the coach Luke Wilkshire, well, the Central Coast as well really draws on the youngsters from the area. Matthew Hatch, the number 25 with that blonde hair on the left wing, is one of those boys. Beattie forward. Now Bozanic with Hatch. Low ball in towards Tsakenis. It was a good idea, good ball.
Yeah, really good ball, Robbie. You can see the midfield. Central Coast have taken control in the midfield. They're winning their second balls. They're in the right place at the right time. And if Wollongong don't try to fix this problem, it could be a long night for them. As you can see, it's a midfield battle game. It's quite intense. It's quite high pressed. And if Wollongong keeps sitting, there might be a few issues for them if they don't change this issue.
Nesbitt's ball, again it's back post, but it's beyond everyone, including Farrell. Well, Wollongong have survived the first 10 minutes. Oh, when the Wolves go marching in.
I was just singing it in my mind, Robbie. I was just singing it in my mind. It's great. It's great to see fans coming out supporting their local team. You know, Wollongong has a long history, and the fans are starving for football out here. It's a rugby league / football / soccer type of town. So a game like tonight is definitely something that they will bring the drums out for.
Absolutely, and there's still a few fans coming in through the turnstiles. So hopefully they will swell those numbers as much as possible. But it is absolutely a footballing hotbed, this club, founded in 1980. They won the NSL in spectacular fashion in 2000 and 2001. Certain Scott Chipperfield. There's that ball, back post. Oh, the header across the face. And Hatch following up. It's well blocked. At the second time of asking by Nicholas Littler, the number 15 for Wollongong.
Yeah, fabulous ball by Bozanic. You can see that most of their crosses, if not all, are going towards that back post. So they've obviously seen a little issue that Wollongong have been facing in the last FFA Cup game, and it's actually working a treat.
The header across the face that time was from Damien Tsakenis. And it's another corner, number 4 already in this contest for the Mariners. Nisbet changes it up this time for Bozanic on the penalty spot. And maybe the goalkeeper had it covered, but Djordjevic wasn't taking any chances. See it again, a clever little move, a variation on a theme.
Yeah, change it up a bit. You know, you practice this at training for the 4-month pre-season for exactly that moment, and it almost came off. But unfortunately, there was a block there for the Wollongong Wolves, and again we stay 0-0. But it's been highly entertaining, Robbie.
Steele's header. It finds Josh Nisbet, but he's been robbed by Lachlan Rose. Lockie Rose, here he is. Top scorer for Wollongong in the MPL last season, or the season past. 6 goals. Level with Leroy Jennings, who's also out there today, the number 23. As Moresh is dragged back by Djordjevic, and it's a yellow card. So that's 2 yellow cards already for your central defender and your central midfielder for the Wollongong Wolves.
Yeah, you can see that you can see that he just misread the whole ball. He was looking at the player, looking at the ball, and he just went over his head and he said, "I'm definitely not beating him in a foot race, so I've got to stop him." But yeah, look, he's put his side in a not so bad position, but Central Coast have been knocking on the door, and that back post looks quite free again. So let's see what happens here.
And it's the youngster Jacob Farrell who's looming up at the back post, coming inside. In it comes again. It's a good ball, just too close to the keeper that time. Hatch gets it straight back though for the Mariners, so no respite at the moment. Daniel Hall striding forward. Hatch with a clever little touch inside for Tsakenis. And the Wolves managed to get it clear, but not for long. Steele and the run from Nisbet. They're in behind them again here. The cut back towards Hatch. And he was focused on getting it on target.
Well, it was on his weaker foot, Robbie, but again, you can see beautiful play from the right back to Nisbet, and he's in acres of space, and he just picked his pass perfectly. And unfortunately, Hatch was a bit more, I guess, relaxed with that shot instead of trying to put his foot through it. But again, great goalkeeper in the right place at the right time, and you can see the fans here are not happy about a certain foul for the Wollongong Wolves.
Foul or no foul? We'll go with the referee.
We'll go with the referee on this one, Robbie. Let's not try to correct him.
It was Jennings. Well, here we're going to have another look at it. Look, he just got the shoulder in front, but I think he felt Steele was coming, and Steele was soon to be overtaking him. So he just went to ground at the slightest feel of the player arriving. Our referee, Tim Danaskos. But those little runs will give Wollongong plenty of encouragement. Here comes another down that left-hand side, and this time there is a free kick. Lewis Miller, who's into the side for the first time this season, into the starting lineup. He came off the bench twice in the first 2 A-League matches.
Well, I think he got the ball there, but I think the fans, because they have received 2 yellow cards, they're asking for a yellow, so the fans could make a bit of a big part in the referee's decisions, but he's been getting him also right up in the first 16, 17 minutes or so. So he's doing a good job thus far.
McDonald to take. Ball comes in. Oh, it's a good ball as well. And there's a solid hit. And Birighitti just lets him know about it. Has the referee seen something there? The linesman has. And Birighitti could find himself in a bit of trouble here. There was a heavy collision.
Yeah, he started the fight, Robbie. He started the fight.
Well, it was Nicholas Littler who went in for the header, and the two collided. And Littler was standing there, and Birighitti, who was in with the shoulder, it wasn't anything more than that, but he clearly didn't enjoy the first challenge from Littler. And he responded in kind, and the referee's assistant on this near side saw all of it, and that is where it could be trouble for Birighitti. Have a look here.
Yeah, the number 15 had all eyes on the ball. He definitely didn't know that Birighitti was there, but Birighitti was not happy with the way that faded off, and you can see straight away all the Wolves players going straight for the defence and going straight for the attack, and yeah, it was a nice little scuffle, but this is what the magic of the Cup's all about.
Exactly. Well, Birighitti is sitting over there asking for assistance and hoping to make himself as small as possible, because I think he knows that this could turn against him here. 30 years of age, vastly experienced goalkeeper, should know better to react like that, even if there wasn't a whole lot in it. It wasn't the most violent of reactions, but you cannot react like that. It was Lockie Rose who immediately went in to defend his player, and I think when you say all the Wolves players, I think we call them a pack.
Oh,
a
the
pack
Wolf
of
pack?
Wolves, the Wolf pack, all went in there to get to just defend their man.
That's exactly, Rob. You can see they're a tight-knit team. You know, Luke Wilkshire's definitely worked massively on that, and it obviously doesn't train if there's a fight, everyone to get in there, but they're definitely backing their player, and it'll be quite interesting to see what the referee, his decision is.
Well, I don't think the referee has seen it. That's why he's taking the time to consult with his two assistants and make sure he gets this right. And he's going into the pocket, so what's it going to be? What colour is the card for Mark Birighitti? He's checking if the card is there. The yellow came out very quickly, so I wonder. Maybe no card. Birighitti is back to his feet. The referee is heading in, and it's red. It is a red card for Mark Birighitti. And the first twist, the first turning point in this cup match between the Wollongong Wolves and the Central Coast Mariners. It's a red card for the Mariners keeper in his 54th appearance for the club that he joined in 2019. And the Wollongong Wolves fans are singing the song about goodbye. Goodbye.
To be honest, Robbie, we did mention, so it'll be quite interesting. We'll see what happens, but I don't believe that the referee got the right call on that one.
Well, we're going to see Yaron Souza come into the game. It's Tsakenis, the unlucky player that has to make way. There you see Birighitti explaining what happened to his coach, Nick Montgomery. So Yaron Souza, 24 years of age. He's a Melbourne boy, who's returned to the A-League. He played in Turkey last season with Erokspor, where he made 3 appearances. And this, his first appearance for the Central Coast Mariners. We'll have a look at it again.
We can have a look at it again, Rob. You can see that the player had all eyes on Birighitti, but Birighitti wasn't happy with that. And now look, a shoulder barge, yes, you would say it was a bit of a reaction, but I don't think it was that big of a reaction to receive a red card. But look, the decision's been made, and Central Coast Mariners, who started very brightly this half with big chances in the first 15 minutes or so, it'll be a big wall to climb, to be honest, Robbie. It's going to be quite interesting to see how Nick Montgomery reacts to this.
Well, this is a real test for Nick Montgomery as well, because he's got to change things up. Souza comes in there. You can see Nick Montgomery talking to Ollie Bozanic, saying, look, we were playing a 4-3-3 or a 4-4-2 with Moraes and Sekenis up front, Hatch and Nisbet in the wide roles. So we're just going to stay with that formation and go a 4-4-1 with just Moraes up front on his own now. It's interesting because it levels things up, and it's a penalty.
Oh, and a penalty, Robbie.
It is a penalty for Lachlan Rose as well. Well, the ball went out of play. The fight was after the melee with the Wolfpack, and it's going to be Lachlan Rose.
Lachlan Scott, Robbie.
Scott. Lockie Scott.
I think a red card was a bit too harsh, but now a penalty, very, very interesting.
So a double sanction possibly here. Lockie Scott steps up and scores. And he does the Cristiano Ronaldo goal celebration. The Wolves substitutes bench celebrates. The Wolf Den celebrates in the crowd as well. He sends Souza the wrong way. And now this just became a little bit more interesting as well, because it's up to the Mariners, who now can't just hold on with 10 men. They have to chase the game. That will leave space at the back. And this one, all of a sudden, became very much a 50-50 contest.
It sure has, Robbie. It's quite interesting to see Nick Montgomery's short first-team head coach in a professional league, how he reacts to this. It's you're going 10 men down, you've a penalty against you, lost your goalkeeper, you're away from home, the Wolf Den are behind him and using that drum viciously. It'll be very interesting to see how he reacts to this and how the team react to the decision by the referee.
Hatch, good challenge. Diving in quickly was Leroy Jennings. That will have also buoyed this Wollongong side, given them a belief, given them confidence as well. Bozanic with Farrell. It's a good ball into the danger zone. And the ball has gone out for a throw. Beattie to take on this near side. Scott trying to bring the ball down on the chest and get it out the side towards his partner in crime up front, Leroy Jennings. Now Scott closing down rolls. Farrell turns inside and accelerates. A good ball down the left-hand side for Hatch, who's got plenty of pace, too much pace. At the back there for Littler. But his cutback is dealt with by Belkadi, and they're playing with heart, they're playing with discipline, Wollongong.
They sure are, Robbie, but the problem is if they do start pressing very high up, which they just did there in that passage of play, they still can get caught out in the back with the pace from Nisbet and Hatch. You can't be too complacent in these situations. Yes, you're a man up, but at the same time, this is the Central Coast Mariners. They are full-time professionals, so you can't just expect now that you're going to win a game. They still have to stick to their basics, stick to what they know, and do well. But the Central Coast, you can see that they stuck with the back four. I think they've just taken one of the attackers to be pulling back a little bit more. Bozanic hasn't pushed up to give that extra hand. He does have the engines for it. So they really haven't changed too much considering the red card, and I guess we'll see how he plays out from here.
So the Mariners sticking with their four at the back, four in midfield, and just with Tsakenas being sacrificed to bring on the reserve keeper, Yaren Souza. As Nisbet draws the foul down that near side. Well, it may be the early days of Nick Montgomery's senior coaching career. He actually spent 2 years here, the last 2 years of a very long professional playing career right here with the Wollongong Wolves. So he knows the club, he knows the structure, he knows what it means to play in the MPL as well. As here's Hatch again, little ball to the near post towards Maresh. He was trying to leave it and let it run. Kenai Zumi back with BT. And BT just bringing the ball up towards the halfway line. It was close to the goal line for the throw-in, so the referee, as Griffin is backing in. Now Hatch. McDonald. Jennings with Belkadi. Bilal Belkadi is one of the 3 goal scorers in that last game, the round of 32 clash against Mount Druitt. As he gets the ball in. Daniel Hall is there.
I think the wind has picked up, Robbie. It'll be very, very hard for both teams, as there was no wind at the start of the game, and something that is already hard in general when conditions do change during a game. It'll be even a bigger roller coaster for Central Coast Mariners, but we shall see. Wollongong are used to it, I guess. And like you said, the coach Nick Montgomery was 2 seasons here, so he kind of will know how it is with these types of conditions. But Central Coast played here on the weekend. They experienced the same type of feeling, so I think they will kind of understand how to deal with this weather in the first and the second half.
Now 2 sides may be used to these conditions. You can hear the wind a little bit in the microphone perhaps, but Daniel Georgievski is not used to these conditions. We did say we weren't going to go with the jumper and hoodies and jackets until half time, but he's already put the hoodie on. It's starting to get a little windy.
I'm very sensitive, Robbie.
The little cut back, and it's cleared by Lewis Miller. Australia under 23 international. DeRose with Djordjevic. Has to wait for it to come down, and they just give the ball straight back again. Now it's not easy with an extra man always, and some sides are very good at playing with a man down. Sometimes that can spur you into action as well when you feel that there's been an injustice, when you feel that you have to be extra disciplined, when you defend. And you just think that perhaps Wollongong need to show, like this, a passage of play where they control the ball, where they settle things down, where they make the Mariners run a little bit.
Well, look, Robbie, like we said earlier, there's 4 months of pre-season. In 4 months, there's only so much running and tactical crossing and shooting you can do. So I wouldn't be shocked if Nick Montgomery did a couple of sessions during that pre-season, say, look, guys, let's play with 10 men. Let's do it. Let's go move around. Let's not change our style too hard. We do like the ball at our feet. We do have Oli Bozanic in there who loves the ball at his feet. He knows how to control the tempo of the game. He's one of the best in the league at doing that. But at the same time, it's one that you just do for a possibility. You didn't expect it so early on in the season that it will actually come into effect. But you can see that they have trained this during these 4 months, and they're actually doing a pretty good job, as they have been attacking more than Wollongong Wolves.
And you can see they're looking to transition quickly towards Hatch down this left-hand side. Here's Djordjevic again. Looking long. Miller with a good turn of pace, getting the better of Simonovsky. Simonovsky telling the referee this is the third time he's been fouled. Miller saying it's the third time you've pinned me for nothing. Free kick it is. It's a good long ball that time from Djordjevic.
Yeah, very good long ball. You can see that he played a play that was running down the line. You know, they're pretty high Central Coast, obviously, because they have a man down. But look, they're both tugging on the shirt. But in that situation, the attacker wins it. I don't know how that works, but the attacker wins it, fools the referee, falls on his knees, and is a similar position than when the penalty and the red card came from.
Exactly. Look out for the big number 15 at the bottom of your screen there, Littler. The ball in, it does head towards Djordjevic. It's a good header away. A little word on Nicholas Littler, the number 15 for the Wollongong Wolves. Last year he was a frontline nurse in the battle for COVID in the big hospital here at Wollongong. Defending his community, doing his bit, and defending his football club here in the centre of defence as well. And he's had a major role to play already, along with Lockie Scott, who stuck away the penalty. Oh, and there's another flashpoint here with Miller involved with Belkadi now. And they're coming from everywhere. Luke Wilkshire trying to settle things down. And Belkadi wants to have a word, telling the linesman. There's Miller. He's ripped his shirt front there. Now what's going on here? There's talk, and the referee is heading into the pocket again, and it's yellow this time for Miller. And there might be another yellow. Simonovsky just having a word.
Having a word. I look, it's a very high game, high pressured game, and you can see that it's kind of getting to some of the plays, you know, those little niggles, those little hard tackles. You can see Miller here, I'm not quite sure why he reacted to the way that he did. It's interesting to see. He's probably protecting his mate Nisbet there, but Miller shouldn't be doing that. They're a man down. You don't let the stress get the better of you, and at the moment it seems like Wollongong are stressing them out quite a bit, and they are getting the upper hand because they are one goal in front and they are one man in front. One man more, sorry. So I think Central Coast just have to stay professional here and try to keep a cool head, because the last thing that Nick Montgomery will want is to have two men sent off.
Well, there was nothing in that one, I don't think. The referee, I think, adjudicating that one spot on with yellow card apiece. Just to say, look, if there is a little bit too much aggression on the football pitch, let's just settle it down a little bit. Here's McDonald with Belkadi. Showed too much of that to Steele, who's done well to keep it in play. McDonald again, being chased by Bozanic. Bozanic, it's well played, lovely from Belkadi. The break is on again here. Jennings tries it. Missing away to the near post, but roundly applauded by the teammates and the fans in the stadium.
Yeah, his eyes were all lit up when he saw himself getting closer and closer to the Central Coast goal. But look, there will be holes in the Central Coast defence because they do have that one man less, and just quick 1-2 that Wollongong Wolves have actually been doing successfully in the last couple of minutes since they've been one man up. You can see it's actually causing Central Coast a bit of problems. So there will be more chances, I guess, for Wollongong if they keep at it like this. And you can see here, it's going to be a long night and a lot of ripped shirts, as we can see on Miller.
Well, a place in the quarterfinals of the FFA Cup is probably worth it. It's not going to get handed to you on a platter here at Wynn Stadium, that's for sure. The Central Coast Mariners, they had a tough game against Blacktown City in the last round. They've got another tough one here. Hatch can't quite get there. Kanaizumi has done brilliantly, playing that holding role just in front of the defence. Now striding forward, but the pass is poor. Can't release Beatty. Oof. Kanaizumi strong into that challenge.
Seems like there's a bit of an injury here, Robbie. It seems like Wollongong gone to the bench very, very early with one of their players. We're just going to see who they do take off.
Is it Belkadi? I think it is, the left back, who was just involved in that little skirmish, and after the skirmish he had a great run up the left flank. So, but I think there was something there a little bit on the quad perhaps.
Yeah, it could be a little cork, but at the same time it's very smart from Luke Wilkshire. You got a yellow card. You can see that there's a lot of fighting happening at the moment, and the last thing you want is for his men to be with a man down. So I think it was a bit of an injury, but at the same time he's helping his team out by if something was to happen to him and lose his head again.
He's understandably upset at having to come off. Luke Wilkshire was across to commiserate with him. That's well played down the left-hand side corner. It was Miller charging forward. And it's the number 3, Darcy Madden, who's come into the game. Ball in. Good header from Simonovsky. Miller, who's been heavily involved in the last 10 minutes or so. We've got 6.5 minutes until half-time, plus no doubt 2 or 3 minutes of stoppages as well for the red card and a couple of melees. Beatty, the right back, looks long towards Scott. Nisbet, lovely quick feet. Beautifully done. Scored his first ever A-League goal. And looking for his first ever FFA Cup goal there as well.
Well, you can see, Robbie, he looked up. He had a perfect opportunity to cross with his left, but there was just nobody in the box. I don't think they've changed the front line up too much. I think they've changed more into the midfield, but he was looking up and there was just no one there. He just saw Wollongong shirts. So the fact that he managed to get a shot off is actually quite well by him. He's got very good technique, very good skill, but yeah, I think Central Coast, there's no more tomorrow in the FFA Cup. They have to go all out. I know there's another half to go, but they have to go and risk it a little bit and get up front, especially when their players get into those positions.
Farrell. Ball breaks a little bit, fortunately for Steele. Rides the challenge of Jennings. Hall with Bozanic. Nisbet again, yes, he got that first ever A-League goal in his 43rd match against the Jets. Bozanic's ball, back post. DeRose coming, it wasn't as easy as it looked with it bouncing just in front of the keeper. Kanaizumi with Madden, who's just come into the game then. Number 3 at left back. Simonovsky with Scott. It's a good ball in behind Farrell, and the shot near post. Saved by Souza. That is near post. I'm not sure if it was on target.
No, it looked like it was heading out, but you can see great drive through. You can see that Central Coast, even with 3 men at the back, that was a delicious ball he played in behind, but I think Scott just kind of thought that Farrell would be going in for a tackle and just kind of had a snapshot, but for him, he should have been going across the goal, giving the goalkeeper a bit more work to do, because on the back post, he had his fellow striker coming in, which could have possibly made it 2-0 for him.
Now another good ball in from McDonald. They were queuing up. It was well defended in the end because there were plenty of bodies in there. Long ball forward for Nisbet. Now Hatch with one run. Clever little reverse pass for Steele. Moresh just arriving in the penalty box now.
You can see that the discipline that Wollongong Wolves do have. Even though it was a small counter-attack, every player except their striker has come behind the ball.
Miller cuts it back towards Nisbet, but it's well defended by Djordjevic. Another ball in, Hatch. Littler this time. Miller with Bozanic. Here's Rolls. The central defender deciding to come forward, showing too much of that to Beattie. And it's one-on-one between Lockie Scott and the big man at the back, Daniel Hall. Played his first match for the Mariners last year. His tally now stands at 7, this evening included. Well, Littler is a giant of a man. Nisbet very small.
I was waiting for you to hear what you were going to say. Look, it is a mismatch, but Nisbet almost, because his petiteness, he was almost able to get behind. So they have to watch out. Don't worry about his height. He's one of those players that are very, very dangerous. When you just think that he will not get there, he's very dangerous. And on the counter we saw there, he had 3 men in front of him, and he managed to get in front of him.
That's a lovely first-time ball from Steele for Moresh, who shoots, deflected. Djordjevic sticking to his guns. Fantastic piece of defending. You could see the wind there, the goal kick holding up. It didn't even make it to the halfway line, and a clever first-time ball here from Steele.
Yeah, it definitely was, but I think this is the second time in this half that Moresh will be disappointed with his first touch. He kind of moved it away from the goal where he should be running towards. I don't know whether he just wasn't ready for it. I'm not quite sure.
Hatch's ball is a good one. Oh, and Jacob Farrell could have had a goal there. Just a minute before half-time, the Mariners could so easily have been level.
Well, there you can see the wind just holding that ball up in the air, and the goalkeeper, who's been splendid the first half, just totally missed the whole thing, and Farrell could have been his second professional goal of the season in just a handful of matches. So very lucky Wollongong Wolves, because the last thing they would have wanted to go into this first half at 1-1.
Oh, we saw it last week, didn't we? Olympic would so dearly have loved to head into the break 1-0 to the good instead of conceding, and seeing Sydney FC come in at half-time, and it's a similar situation here. Leading at half-time is such an advantage in a match of football. You have 15 minutes. The coach can tell you the new plan, how to try and defend, what you're going to do to hold on, as Simonovsky tries his luck on the left foot. Doesn't cause Souza any problems whatsoever. Bozanic back. Rolls. Steele closed down quickly by Kunazumi. Littler has done well. Moresh again, he's fleet of foot. Moresh with Nisbet. Miller down this right-hand side. The cross is not a bad one towards Moresh. He ducked in front position, and again, Littler does just enough.
Yeah, look, it was a splendid ball here by Miller. He's obviously copping a bit of stick from the yellow card from earlier on, but he's not let that not change his performance, but just a whisker away for the number 10 here, who's been aiming for that goal quite a bit, and we'll just see if anything does eventuate from all these forward runs and all these positional play from the Central Coast Mariners.
Here is Nisbet with another of these corners. And it comes, ooh, now. It's Miller, the big right back, who's central defender, right-sided, who's gone down there, ball back in, DeRose punches. The referee, well, there was no foul there. Stopping play just to see if Djordjevic, I think it is okay. He took a heavy knock. But before there, we saw a Mariners player go down. The referee saw it. There's no video assistant referee in the FFA Cup, so...
Yeah, but the referee was in the perfect position. He was in the right position. You could see how everything was gone. You can see that both players were tugging at that shirt, and unfortunately for Miller, he didn't fool the referee this time. And but the Wollongong are playing on the tight road. In the last couple of minutes of this first half, they have conceded a few chances here, so they do want to finish this half off to go back into the sheds and recap and try to figure out a game plan to win this match.
Well played, Scott. Lovely little ball inside for Griffin, but he's asking too much of Beattie. They've handed it back again. 2.5 minutes of stoppage time already elapsed. We're halfway through stoppage time. 5 minutes to be added on after a red card, a penalty, a second melee with 2 more yellow cards and an injury as well. Oh, just a little misunderstanding there with Szymanowski leaving it. Throw goes Wollongong's way. Szymanowski does well. Griffin, good first time ball for Jennings. Lovely touch. Jennings goes again. It's a great tackle by Rowles. Now, it's not over. Oh, lovely. In the area from McDonald. And Miller can't keep it in play.
That was a tremendous tackle by Kai Rowles there. He was going one-on-one with the goalkeeper. There was no one inside, and Kai Rowles coming from his side, coming across, saving his partner in crime in the defence. Great tackle and keeping Central Coast in this match.
Well, a second goal before half-time would have been a massive boost to the Wollongong Wolves. In it comes. Back post. Szymanowski's there. Trying to turn Steele. It's cleared long. And in the end, no one can bring the ball under control. The Wolves can't put on some concerted pressure. The Mariners can't transition quickly. Maybe they will here. Bazanic's ball that time just overhit for Nisbet. The Wolf Den chanting 1-0 to the Wollongong, which it is at the moment. After 50 minutes of football here. It's half-time at Wynn Stadium with a place in the FFA Cup quarter-finals at stake. It is the New South Wales Premier League side, Wollongong Wolves, leading the A-League men from the Central Coast by 1-0. They're playing with 10 men, the Mariners, and it was Lachlan Scott who tucked away the penalty in midway through that first half that has the home side in front. Welcome back. Half-time here at Wynn Stadium. The Wollongong Wolves leading the 10 men of the Central Coast Mariners by 1-0. Lachlan Scott's strike midway through the half, the difference. As we have a look at the highlights, Daniel Georgievski, a very even contest, and this one moment that changed the complexion of this match.
Oh, it definitely has changed, Robbie. It was one of those ones where we just thought it was a nice little scuffle, not too much of it, but the referees and the linesmen had a long debate about what they thought had happened, because there's no VAR obviously, and Birighetti unfortunately received a red card and there was a penalty there. So, you know, yeah, that's football. I personally didn't think it was a red card, but you have to move on from it. And right here you can see they started opening up a little bit Central Coast. It was a delicious pass. It was a delicious ball. Considering where it's been played, considering there was 3 Central Mariners defenders there, it was a beautiful ball that went through and almost obviously you can see here the goalkeeper just misjudged it. We were mentioning earlier on that the wind will make a massive part, and it almost just did there just before the half.
It was almost heading straight in the corner as well before Farrell got the touch. There are the statistics then. 6 shots to 4 in favour of the Central Coast Mariners. 5 on target, so Hayden DeRose is the goalkeeper for the Wollongong Wolves, who's been doing a great job so far because they're holding on to that clean sheet. There's still plenty more to come in this contest here at Wynn Stadium as well, because the Mariners are going to give this absolutely everything. They're not going down without a fight either. You can see they've dominated territorially there as well with 8 corners to 2. But that's the story at half-time here from Wynn Stadium. Coming up, we're going to get to know one of our commentators here at Channel 10 and on 10 Play for the FFA Cup for A-League men and A-League women. Here's Andy Harper.
G'day, I'm Andy Harper. I'm going to be calling the football on Network 10 and Paramount Plus, and I'm pumped. The first team for which I played was the mighty St Ives Eagles, which mightn't have been much back then, but it's certainly grown into be a really big community club on the North Shore of Sydney. Australian football has defined my life. Played it for many, many years and have been incredibly fortunate to have built a life and raised a family in and through football, so it means everything. The most exciting thing about the future for Australian football is the future. It's a game that has got so much room to grow. It's so big internationally, it's massive at the grassroots, and in the A-League and the W-League as club competitions, we have 2 fantastic products. The Socceroos' biggest hurdle in qualifying for Qatar 2022 is twofold. Firstly, their own mentality and the danger maybe of self-doubt. They manage that well, they come up against the might of Japan. On the field, Japan are their biggest hurdle. My favourite Socceroos moment, which is a prized memory in a glut of memories about the Socceroos, is when, with Ange Postecoglou leading the team and Mile Jedinek captaining, the Socceroos won the Asian Cup on home soil in 2015. And my favourite Matildas moment stretches way back to the Olympics in Sydney in the year 2000, when Australia played Brazil and our own Sonny Hughes out-Braziled Brazil with an overhead goal. Well, I feel incredibly privileged to have this seat in Australian football with Channel 10 and Paramount Plus to call the action for Australian club fans, fans of the national teams, the Socceroos, the Matildas, the whole shebang. What do I bring in particular is a lot of enthusiasm, I can guarantee that, a lot of passion, a lot of heartache that's gone with the journey this far, and that's something shared by all the fans of football in this country. But the future is very bright. I feel very privileged to be part of the team that's taking the fans on that journey. I'm tipping the Socceroos to qualify for Qatar 2022. I'm looking forward to the Matildas seriously challenging in the Women's Asian Cup. And on the domestic front, I'm expecting Melbourne Victory to undergo a resurgence. 2 seasons on the bounce in the doldrums is something unbefitting of a club of their status and what they've achieved. And I think with Tony Popovich and a great squad, I think they might actually set some sort of pace in the A-League. The W League is going to have a whole pile of new faces, more youngsters coming through, getting that key chance at playing full-time football in a seriously good competition. It's a great product, the W League, and let's see if Melbourne City can get back to the top of the pile once they gave the other teams a fair bit of distance last year. Well, I'm looking forward to the restart of A-League and W League because club football is everything. I'm looking forward to the A-League and the W League under APL code now, that fancy name, relaunching its immediate future. I think that's very, very exciting. And I'm looking forward to Grand Final Day already. I know we've got a lot of football to get in between now and then, but Grand Final Day is everything. And for the A-League and W League, they're the pin-up days. I can't wait for both of them.
Welcome back to Wynn Stadium. Is there a cup set on the cards? Is a little magic being woven down here at Wynn Stadium, where the Wollongong Wolves, the Australian NPL champions in 2019, are currently leading the Central Coast Mariners by 1-0. Moresh asking for some extra help at the start of this second half. They need it. They're down to 10 men after the sending off of Mark Birighitti midway through the first half. Lachlan Scott tucking away the resulting penalty after the Mariners goalkeeper had knocked over central defender number 15 Nicholas Littler for the Wolves in the penalty box, retaliating for what he deemed was an overly zealous attempt by Littler. And Daniel Georgievski, we know that the Mariners have twice been knocked out by NPL sides in the past in the Cup, by Green Gully and then Blacktown City in consecutive years. This could be number 3 because they're going to have to find something to turn this one around.
Well, it's definitely something that they do not want. You know, it's NPL sides, even though they're semi-professional, it is still...
Oh, here's Farrell into the area. He's done everything perfectly, and it wasn't too far away from Jacob Farrell, the 19-year-old.
Well, that's a great reaction coming from half-time. You know, he's full of confidence. He's going in there, pretty got nothing. They've got nothing to lose. I know it's going to be if they lose against another NPL side, but at the same time, they have to go for it. And that's a great little run from the left back. And just going at that, you just need to have that confidence. You just need to keep going forward and keep fighting, because there is 45 minutes. There is a lot to play for at the same time, but they still need to keep at it and still keep a cool head, like we saw in the first half. There was a few hot heads, you would kind of say, but you can see Wollongong haven't come out as strong as what they did in the first half. You know, Central Coast would have had a big team talk at halftime. You know, they don't have Birighitti in the goals. They are one man down, but again, they are professional and they need to keep at it. And they've actually shown quite a lot of bright signs after going down to 10 men.
Oof, the challengers flying in. The referee deciding to pull it up after a long look. Leroy Jennings was the player that went in for the challenge.
Look, it was a 50-50 ball. They were both going for it. They're both committed. Unfortunately, Miller's come out second best in that tackle. But look, fiery encounter. They've had a few arguments with Miller on the other side of the field in front of their coaching staff. There was a bit of a scuffle there, but look, no tensions lost. It is a big game for the Wollongong Wolves, and you can see that they're definitely fighting for every ball.
Miller, who came here with only the one shirt, which was very nearly ripped off in that first half. He's now sporting the number 62 shirt. Here he is, number 3 on the team sheet. Nisbet, Miller charging forward to join the attack. Bozanic as well. And the Mariners have come out looking lively. Bozanic back for Nisbet again. Here's Rolls. Looking for Jacob Farrell. Well played, Josh McDonald. Helped out by Beattie, but the Mariners come again. Hatch is lightning quick. He's making his first ever start. Oh, but the break is on. Well spotted down this left-hand side. Simonoski. And the reserve goalkeeper for the Mariners, Yaron Souza, coming a long way outside his box and not necessarily the most convincing clearance.
Well, that's exactly it. They're one man down. They're always going to be pushing one extra man forward to get a goal. So the goalkeeper might be playing sweeper, like back in your days when sweepers were around, and he would definitely have to be doing that, because it's good to see the Wollongong aren't sitting back. They're not holding a 1-0 lead. They want to fight. They want to score another goal, which will make it even a tougher task for the Central Coast Mariners. But it's good to see it's coming straight off the gates, and they're all both going for it. Sorry, Robbie, I know you didn't like that sweeper call, but...
No, I did actually. It reminds me of, growing up, watching the likes of Franz Beckenbauer. Fantastic footballer. Here we go again. Free kick on Jennings this time by Steele. And another chance for Wollongong, and this could really put the cat amongst the pigeons here. What for? Quite clearly read on the lips of the number 34, Harrison Steele. Now Jennings is there, McDonald as well. Jennings decides that it's not for him. So it will be Joshua McDonald, the ex-Mariner, to take. In it comes. It's a great ball. Right into the danger zone. And I think the flag was up for offside.
Yeah, you can say it's a delightful ball. He's been actually doing quite a few delightful balls this evening, and it's actually good to see that he has that in his locker, and they are using that in full effect, the Wollongong Wolves.
Set pieces, such a dangerous weapon. That pass overhit from Banri Kanezumi. In fact, it was Beattie, I think, at right back. Here's Miller, receiving from Hall. Nisbet's run. Flag up for offside against Jennings, coming back from an offside position. The referee, Tim Danaskos, he's had a pretty good game. I guess that depends if you're a Mariners fan or not, or how you see the red card call at least, because it was the major talking point and turning point of this contest so far, as Jennings sees his shot blocked. And then they just lack that little bit of control they needed. Here's Moresh. Quick feed, he's done that brilliantly, the Brazilian. On the attack, Nisbet charging forward to join the attack. And having done all the hard part, Moresh gives the ball away rather cheaply. Here comes Hatch. Back for Moresh. For Zanuck now, there's no one in the middle. Nisbet has to wait for the cross. Jacob Farrell is challenged. And there's a push in the back from Rolls on Scott. And that will release the pressure a little bit more again.
Well, I wouldn't be too shocked, Robbie, if they do put on Marco Urena. He didn't expect to play tonight, but again, he is on the bench and he's one of their main strikers. So I don't think Nick Montgomery will be waiting too long, and I think we can see that they are going to be making a substitution very, very quickly for Marco Urena to come on to be chasing this match.
Well, there goes the word from Nick Montgomery to his assistant coach. You're spot on to go down, and you can see the Mariners warming up as the shot from distance not on target from Madden. Well, Yaron Souza saying, I didn't get any touch on that. Referee saw it and decided there was, and corner follows. And we're going to see a couple of changes. For the Central Coast Mariners. But not before they have to defend this corner. In it comes near post. And it managed to make it all the way across the face of goal. Moresh, good touch. Couldn't find a taker though. That's a good switch of play. No, the flag up for offside against McDonald. The crowd don't like it. There were certainly two coming back from an offside position. Quite possibly a third as well.
Well, you can see, Robbie, they're not sitting back. Luke Wilkshire has still stuck with his 2 9s up front, and they are attacking very well. You would think, it is Central Coast Mariners. They are a professional club. You don't think that, Wollongong Wolves haven't played a lot of football. You think that they'll lighten up and try to hold a 1-0 lead, but you can see they're attacking. They want to score another goal. They're not there to just sit down and hope that this 1-goal lead will stick all the way through, because you just never know with a 1-goal lead. It's very, very hard to defend against, especially versus a top side like Central Coast Mariners in the season that they had last year.
And here comes Rolls. There's no Matt Simon, who's working his way back. There's no Muller, who's signed just this season as well, the German. And there's no Benny Nkololo, who's struggling with an ankle injury. The Frenchman who scored the winner against Blacktown City in the round of 32. Here's Miller. Add to that Stormroo, who's rested. Tonyik as well, as Nisbet's cross towards the back post. It's well defended again.
Yeah, look, very positive
changes
play.
are going to come now.
Positive play, Robbie. You can see that they are going for it. They're not sitting back there. Obviously, they can't. And you can see there's going to be some substitutions after this corner is taking place.
In it comes, the header, just wide. I think it was from our man Miller. And now we're going to have that double change. Goddard is coming on, and Ureña, the Costa Rica international as well. Hatch replaced by Goddard and Miller. So this will require a little reshuffle. So just 11 minutes into the second half, and Nick Montgomery plays his first card. And for the moment, who's playing at right back? And that message hasn't got across to whoever it was.
I think they've changed to a back three, Robbie. Obviously, they are chasing the game. They put Cy Goddard, who is a very good technical player, and Ureña we do know very well from last season and the impact that he can have. So they're going all out, Nick Montgomery, and you don't blame him because it is 1-0 down. It's not. There's no 3 points to fight for next week. It is all or nothing, and it's a very smart decision by Nick Montgomery. And we'll see how Wellington react to these attacking threats coming from Central Coast Mariners.
Moresh, he's got Ureña up alongside him now. Goddard with Moresh again. There's a second ball on the field of play, but not for long. Farrell. The cross in, cleared by Djordjevic. Approaching the hour mark at Wynn Stadium. Ureña dispossessed. And the Wolves just can't break forward quickly enough. Bozanic with Goddard. Twisting and turning, adding a little bit of urgency here. This is well played towards Moresh. Goddard again, couldn't find Ureña. Now Hall. Urenya, the little touchback for Steele. Goddard's ball inside for Jacob Farrell. Goddard again. Again, the cross is into a good kind of area, but they can't find a taker. Here's Steele, who seems to be that third man at the back now for the Mariners. Although Farrell is there as well. Steele playing a very defensive midfield role since Goddard has come into the game with Nisbet. Bozanic with Rolls coming forward. Hall with Nisbet. The Mariners are enjoying more and more of the football, and there's danger now in the form of this man, the number 12, into the contest. Urenya comes inside on the left boot. It's a mishit shot. It almost fell to Moresh. Well, all of the New South Wales NPL are right behind the Wolves, hoping them on. They'd love to have a side in the quarterfinals. We know that there have been cup sets in the past. What an achievement this would be for Luke Wilkshire's side. He's done a good job in getting them up for this contest in just 5 weeks. He said they hadn't pushed them too hard. They had everyone fit and ready to go. As here's Moresh. Oh, what a piece of defending. Fantastic. Goal line clearance to deny Urenya. He must have thought he was going to score there.
Oh, that is just elite defending right there. He just read his man. He saw that it was in front of him. He just went and dived, and well done to the Wollongong Wolves defence.
Darcy Madden, the number 3, with a fantastic piece of defending, and Madden is not happy with the challenge by Urenya. The yellow card just seconds after he should have, could have had the sides back on level terms.
And would have. Yeah, look, that was a great tackle by Darcy. That is something that you see only very, very good players do, and he is one of those players, regardless of where he's playing. He just read his man. He knew that there was somebody there, and he just made a great tackle, and he's saving his team to still be up 1-0 in front.
DeRose goes long. Jacob Farrell again, who's fitting in on the left side of a 3-man defence, but it's quite a lopsided one all the same. And he does look to push forward. Here's Nisbet with Hall. Nisbet, that's well done. Turning, accelerating. Toying with McDonald. Urenya leaves it well for Goddard. Chip back post. Nisbet for Urenya again, and this time Moresh! And this time they do have their equaliser. And it's the Brazilian, Mateus Moresh, who gets his first goal in Australian football.
Look, that was a very good, very, very good goal. You can see it all started with Nisbet at the halfway line just before. He played the ball in. He went up front. He's very positive in his forward play. I'd say Renner probably missed that ball there, but that's their firepower, and that's what Wollongong have kind of been, I guess, thinking that they could have easily defended that. There wasn't enough players in the box. There's actually more Central Coast players in the box than there were Wollongong Wolves, actually. So look, it was a great goal for Central Coast Mariners, but Wollongong will be kicking themselves of how they let a free play in the back post with such quality to just have a shot on goal without anybody around.
Yeah, it was a little bit too simple in the end for the Wollongong Wolves. Just that little lapse in concentration. As we pass the hour mark, they have it all to do again. And in this situation, normally you would say, well, perhaps the A-League men's side now will just roll over the top of the MPL side. But let's not forget the Mariners are playing with 10 men, and perhaps importantly have been doing so since the 23rd minute of this match. That's a long time. They'll have been using up plenty of energy, working hard to fight their way back into the contest as well. Well defended again by Madden. We said at half-time, Daniel, that given the difference between the two sides, that one has played just one match, another has been in pre-season for months and has been preparing for this and is fully professional, that perhaps the sending off and the one-goal advantage made it 50-50. Well, let's see here. Lachlan Scott almost proving exactly that by firing the Wolves back in front.
Yeah, there was a great passage of play right there. There was a little 1-2, got around the Central Coast defence, and you can see when they're playing a 3 at the back, they are going to have a lot of spaces, Wollongong, around the sides. Yes, they have, Farrell has the engines to get back, but at the same time, when you have an extra player, there's always going to be an extra player somewhere. And the Wolves did find that right there, and unfortunately for not, Lachlan Scott didn't wrap his boot quite around that ball, because that will be for a lot of strikers a sitter, I would say.
You can hear the fans are really starting to get behind their side now as well. McDonald for Simonowski. Here's Darcy Madden, the man that made that goal line save to deny Urenya. Griffin appeals for a handball, half-hearted. That's well played by Kanaizumi. Simonowski again. Oh, lovely turn, fantastic from Urenya. And pass with great vision finds Goddard. Good challenge by Beattie. The referee saw him take ball. Goddard's gone down holding his ankle. Now Simonowski again. Into Lachlan Scott. Lovely turn and very well defended as well.
Very well defended, because in the back post there was 2 Wolves players just ready for that ball, but it's end-to-end football here, Robbie. It's not only very entertaining, it's very interesting to see who will make that goal. And as the minutes tick off, yes, Wollongong haven't played much football, if any football this year, but at the same time, Central Coast have been playing with 10 men and only played 4 days ago. So it'll be quite interesting to see the fatigue levels and how this game does play out, because it's very high tempo for both teams, regardless of what competition they do play in.
Nisbet with Goddard. Good ball wide. That overlapping run from Farrell. Well defended again by Beattie. Goddard. Now Hall. Nisbet on this near side. Urenya's run is a good one in behind Djordjevic. Fantastic stop. Hayden DeRose standing up and making a good save to deny the Costa Rican.
Oh, that was a great save, but again, Nisbet here is the X factor for me. He's playing those balls in behind. They don't know what he's going to do next. They're standing off him, and you can see across here.
Beyond everyone to the back post.
It's beyond everyone, but at the same time, I believe Nisbet is the X factor for Central Coast, because the Wolves do not know how to control him, how to contain him. He's dribbling, going through plays, he's playing balls in behind. Then, like I said, someone of Arena's stature, right there, that was a great save by the goalkeeper, but he'll be kicking himself, because he would have known that the back post was the place for that ball to end it up.
Djordjevic with Littler. Ball towards Scott. Beattie giving chase. Now Nisbet. Good ball looking for Moresh. And DeRose again. 20 minutes left. I don't think that was intentional, but it's a good ball in the end, and unfortunately for the Wolves, Simonovski's pass just couldn't find Jennings. It wasn't a great clearance by DeRose. Now here's Darcy Madden. Scott. Nisbet's done well. Foul on Moresh by Djordjevic. And a change coming. And it's Simonovski who's coming off to be replaced by Nicolas Duarte, the number 17. And Simonovski scored in their 3-0 victory over Mount Druitt. He got the opening goal on the stroke of half-time that set them on their way. That's a clever little touch from Scott. Here's McDonald. Duarte into the game. Back for Scott. Wants it on the right foot, tries to bend it. It was on target and claimed by Souza. One over the top again for Lachlan Scott to chase. They're staying with this as the Wolves try to break into the area. Despite getting back on level terms, the Mariners, they're still looking for that winning goal, and they haven't switched back to a back four. They're staying with this new hybrid formation, if you like, of Hall in a central right position.
When you have a player like Kai Rolls, who's just covering from left to right, you wouldn't want to revert back to it because he's having a very, very good game. He just before he went to the left byline, before he cut off an interception on the right-hand side. So when you have a player like that, you can play a back three easily, and he's one for the future, one for the Socceroos, I would say, because he had a great season last year, and even now this year he started off very brightly, and even in this game he's helping the Central Coast stay just 1-1 at the moment.
Goddard with Urenya. Nisbet onto the left foot. Nisbet shot. Ooh, and it bobbled around in the arms of Hayden DeRose before sticking. Switch of play was not a bad idea, but couldn't find Duarte on this near side. Urenya. The foul by Kanaizumi. And a bit of cramp for Kanaizumi, who's gotten through a mountain of work in that number 6 position at the back. He's been full of running. The Mariners. Farrell's gone forward. Moresh, Urenya. There'll be targets, but they're not taking any chances at the other end. 3 back as the ball towards Farrell. Now Bozanic with Nisbet. Steele. Kai rolls. Hall keeps it in play. Bozanic, we will have extra time if it's all square, and then penalties if it's still all square. No foul for Lockie Scott. The Mariners come again. Bozanic. Farrell over the top for Moresh. The Brazilian with the equalising goal, his first since arriving from Geylang in Singapore, where he played last season. His first start for the Mariners as well this evening. Well, it was a good challenge to win back the ball for Farrell, but then he gave it away cheaply. And Duarte very nearly made him pay. So close for the Wollongong Wolves.
Oh, that was just a beautiful ball that's kept in. Central Coast were all flat-footed. They had won the ball easily. They'd lost possession just through a sloppy pass. Through a sloppy pass by Jacob Farrell, which isn't really like him because he has had a great game up until late, but Central Coast are out on their feet, and I don't think they want to be playing another half an hour if he does get into extra time, but I don't think they will have to if they keep letting these passages of play go for the Wolves.
Rolls just has his ankles clipped by Jennings. But they're not giving anything away, the Wolves either. As you say, they are looking dangerous as we come into this last 13, 14 minutes or so. Beattie under pressure from Moresh. Free kick for the Wolves.
Look, Beattie's been having a tremendous game, especially in his second half. And look, it was a clear foul here, and obviously tempers are flaming, but you can see right here, his little cheeky tongue he just threw out at him. It was quite lovely actually to see that he's playing with a lot of confidence, and he has been a great player in this second half for the Wollongong Wolves.
Duarte looking for a little space. The 1-2-3. It's well played. Duarte unintentionally got a head on it. Again, he was being closely watched by Kai Rolls. And as you say, we head straight up the other end. It's a good ball for Arenya. The keeper's come for it. He hasn't got there. And it's been cleared again off the line. Fantastic defending this time. It's Littler who cleared the ball off his own goal line. And Moresh must be wondering how he didn't add a second goal as well.
Well, if that was a late defending by Darcy earlier on in the second half, this is tremendous defending by the defender here. Look, we all thought that Arena would have just slipped it in the back of the net, but I think he was missing the whole goal, to be brutally honest, Robbie.
But Moresh should have got there. He should have been diving in on that. It's his last contribution. Moresh, who got his goal, comes off and is replaced now by another youngster. Harry McCarthy, who's come into the game. Another from the Mariners Academy. There were 8 homegrown players in the side at kickoff for the Mariners. Since then, McCarthy's come into the contest as well, along with Urenya and Goddard. But that is a fantastic return as well for this Mariners football club, who do rely on youth, do rely on their academy. Here is McCarthy. His first touch of the football. He's closed down quickly by Scott. And Madden keeps it from going out for a corner at least. Here's Hall as the Mariners switch from one side to the other. The Wolf Den, the fans still finding their voices. Goddard, what an effort! And what a save from DeRose. Brilliant stuff. The Wolves goalkeeper is having a fantastic match as well, and that goal is leading something of a charmed life.
What a strike by Sai Goddard. He couldn't have hit it any sweeter, to be honest, but the goalkeeper, he's been great. He's had a few little mishaps, but they are very, very small compared to what he's been doing this whole match. And he was going up, he was pumped, he was getting his boys. Don't let these players be on the edge of the 18-yard box because I can't keep saving you this whole game. But he has made a tremendous save there and has definitely kept this game much more entertaining with 10 minutes to go.
Strong left-handed save to deny Goddard, who takes this, drives it in, and this time they have the goal. And I think it's the youngster who's just come on, McCarthy. Barely 3 minutes on the pitch. And the number 33, who's not the tallest player on the pitch, mind you, everything is relative, climbed well, got their head on it, perhaps a little bit of shoulder as it looped up over the defender on the line.
I don't think he cares where it hit him, to be honest. He just wanted to be in the back of the goal. But look, I reckon it was sloppy defending from Wollongong Wolves, who do have a lot of tall players, but tiredness and fatigue is starting to kick in the Wolves' defence, and they can't keep clearing these balls off the line. They need to defend properly, and you can see there the professionalism of Central Coast Mariners coming back from 1 goal down to now leading at 2-1 with, I would say, 9 minutes to go, Robbie.
That's right, 81st minute strike from the substitute, Harry McCarthy. His first goal for the first team, for the Mariners. And what an important one it could be, because it could be firing the Central Coast into the quarterfinals. They twice made semi-finals of this competition, 2014 and 2019, losing both times to Adelaide. They have met the Wollongong Wolves once before as well. There was a 1-0 victory for the Central Coast Mariners, courtesy of Glenn Trefirio's goal in the round of 32. They've done it the hard way, the Mariners. And now, what do the Wolves have? All of the New South Wales MPL is behind them, cheering them on. As here goes McCarthy again. Oh, this could be trouble for Madden.
It's a clear red.
It's a red card for Darcy Madden, who produced that fantastic last-ditch challenge to stem the tide, to delay the inevitable. But here, you called it, Daniel, a straight red.
Yeah, look, it wasn't in the box. The new rule saying if it was in the box, it would be a yellow card and a penalty. But right here, he committed. McCarthy knew he was coming, and he just put that ball in front and dove straight into the player. It's a shame because Darcy has actually had a very good game. He's cleared the ball off the line. He's defended quite well, but you can just see the fatigue, the tiredness of the Wolves, and it's kind of shown right there in that tackle. But look, they've been giving it their all, and Darcy, unfortunately, has just made a clear error there. But yeah, it's quite hard. And let's just see how this free kick goes, because we've been talking about it before the game, how Bozanic has had 3 of the similar free kicks saved by a goalkeeper. So let's just see how this one plays out for him.
Over the wall or around the wall?
Well, he went over the wall 3 times and it was saved, but I think this one's a little bit closer. It'll be interesting to see what he does. Maybe through the wall.
Oliver Bozanic, it is. Over the wall, and saved again, and off the crossbar this time. Well, he can't get much closer. He's getting closer every time.
Yeah, but it hasn't gone in the back of the net, unfortunately for Ollie there. Look, tremendous save again. The goalkeeper has definitely had a beautiful game, considering that they've conceded 2 goals, but he'll be very happy with his performance tonight. But Ollie, I don't know what he's thinking and saying, let me just throw the ball in the goal next time.
Renya with Nisbet. Renya again, looking for the little touch. He gets it back rather fortunately from McCarthy. Releases Nisbet. And goes again. Jennings. With Djordjevic. Scott looking for Jennings again. They're still full of running the Wolves, but you can see how hard it is now. There are some heavy legs out there in red and white. Oof. Jennings going with the big air swing on McCarthy. Bozanic chips it over the top. Urenia wanted it into feet a little bit earlier. 5 minutes left plus stoppages. Josh McDonald makes way. Demoski is into the contest. And the free kick goes the Mariners' way, and each free kick is met with frustration now from the crowd. You see Luke Wilkshire was just sending instructions to his central defence. There he is, the former Socceroo. Had a fantastic career. Luke Wilkshire in England, the Netherlands, Russia as well. Where he spent 2 spells with Dynamo Moscow. Demoski getting forward down the left-hand side, but fouling. Knocking over Sai Goddard. We talked about the youth making the difference for the Mariners, and also Nick Montgomery's coaching of throwing the youth in, because he had some more experienced players. It's McCarthy who came into the game and gets his first goal to give the Mariners the lead, and for the moment the Mariners are placed in the quarterfinals. Well played, Hall. Goddard in the middle of the park with Bozanic. Goddard again. Here's Steele. Now is there a chance for the Wolves to try and break forward here? It's one for Demoski to chase, but Rolls is there. He's everywhere at the back. Look at Beattie running from the right back position and charging forward. Urenya has got front position ahead of Djordjevic. Urenya still, and just wide. Across the face of goal.
You can see that speed there, Robbie. He was wanting the ball down the line. He knows the defender cannot catch him, but I think from the first chance he had when he just came on, he went straight into the goalkeeper, and I think he must have heard me saying go to the back post. And unfortunately he did try, but he missed the goal as well, and he's very disappointed himself because he knows that would have been finished 3-1 for the Central Coast, and we'll see you next week.
We do have a good commentary position, but maybe not quite close enough from Urenia to hear the pearls of wisdom from the mouth of Daniel Georgievski.
Player's intuition.
Farrell with a little bit of cramp. What an introduction it's been to first team football for him this past month. A goal in the derby, a loss here to Phoenix, and now what looks like, with just seconds remaining now, qualification for the quarterfinals of the FFA Cup. Beatty's foul on Goddard. They're still fighting for everything. They're throwing themselves into every challenge, Wollongong. You can't question the commitment, the attitude, the desire of Wiltshire's men. It's given away by Farrell. Demoski gives chase. 3 minutes of stoppage time to be added on. 3 minutes left in this contest. Duarte, who had that fantastic effort that just skimmed over the bar. That looked a foul by Scott. The referee agrees, but not the player in question. Souza's ball straight into touch. 2 minutes left for Wollongong to try and send this one into extra time. Littler. Great to see the Costa Rica international Urenia still full of running. I know he's only just come on, but...
Well, I was just about to say, Rob, you should be full of energy after just
well, he should be.
He should be, but you can say that.
But chasing down every ball. And going again. He's got that extra little piece of class, and here he is. Oh!
I think he left his shooting boots on the bench there, Robbie.
Oh, absolutely. He hasn't made that much of an impact. He should have had at least one goal to his name.
Yeah, look, he's kind of, not only is he very disappointed, he's kind of just searching and trying to do anything and sticking to the basic. He went past everybody. All he needed to do was just slot the ball behind the goalkeeper, but he's just trying that little bit too extra hard, and because of that he can't be rewarded with a goal, which he definitely deserves.
Well, they may yet make them pay. The Wolves. 1 minute left. The cross in. It's there, and perhaps now for Beatty. He crosses back post. Scott is there, and it's Souza who makes the claim, and perhaps that was the chance for the Wollongong Wolves. Oh, that's given away again cheaply by Jacob Farrell. Griffin, the ball back post. Scott is there, and it was misread at the last moment by Daniel Hall. But there's no time for any eventual corner. The referee blows the full-time whistle, and second half goals, both their first for the club, from Moresh and McCarthy off the bench, have overcome a 1-goal deficit at half-time. Lachlan Scott had given the Wolves the lead, but it's the Central Coast Mariners who march on to the quarterfinals of the FFA Cup. It's finished here at Wynn Stadium. Central Coast Mariners 2, Wollongong Wolves 1. And Daniel, like we saw a week ago in Sydney with Sydney Olympic, who led early only to be overrun, the Wollongong Wolves can hold their heads high. They did their region, their club, their city proud with a fantastic performance. They gave it everything, and in the end, the A-League men just prevailing at the death.
Yeah, you can see the different level of football that does come from being professional, but regardless of that, Wollongong did show a tremendous performance. they went up earlier on in the first half, and you can see that there were plenty more goals in them, but I think just the Central Coast Mariners just continuing their dominance, I guess. And look, in the back of their mind, they would have definitely felt, look, we've lost 2 times against NPL teams. We don't want this to happen again. And the change in formation from Nick Montgomery, putting one of his star players on Urena and putting the young McCarthy on, and it changed the game. I think Cy Goddard as well had massive impact when he had come on, and you can just see when you're training every day and those types of players, they're going to score. And you can see right here with the possession stat, the Central Coast with a man down, they still had more of the ball, more shots, but nevertheless it was a great performance by the Wollongong Wolves for their fans, for their community, and it's interesting to see how far now Central Coast Mariners go ahead with the injuries that they've sustained and a red card.
Well, that's right. There will be a suspension. The A-League men and returns this weekend. The A-League women begins this season on 10 as well. But that's it from us here at WIM Stadium. From Robbie Thompson and Daniel Georgievski. It's bye for now.